Hey guys, my name is Sando and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be sharing my 5 best tips for you guys to benefit the most out of the upcoming double XP weekend in RuneScape from the 22nd to the 25th of February. Now quickly before we get into it, let me just say that none of these tips are really going to be sort of focused on one specific skill. Apart from one, I do have one tip for farming, which is like it's just for farming, that's it, but that's beside the point. All the other tips are very general in that regard, so with all that out of the way guys, let's just dive straight into it. Now guys, starting from number 5, tip number 5 is to make sure you have all of your resources already bought before the start of double XP. If you are training buyable skills, that is. If you're not, then you can sort of just ignore this tip. If you're training Slayer or combat stats or something, just completely ignore this one. But if you're training buyable skills, it is incredibly important to buy all of your resources well before double XP weekend even is announced, really. Ideally, you want to start preparing for double XP weekend far before it's even announced. I haven't prepared well for this one because I've been playing on my Iron Man, but in the previous double XP weekends, I would be preparing months in advance before they're announced so I can make the most of my money and not have to buy resources for ridiculous prices. Because if you've done it before, I'm sure you'll know buying resources during the double XP weekend, apart from being next to impossible, like the prices are incredibly fluctuated. Like they're usually maybe at least double the price. I've seen them, 2.5 times the price. Myself, like with water talismans for summoning, instead of being like 10 or 12k, they were like 25k at one point when I used to buy them. So my main point is, the earlier you prep with your resources, the more money you'll save basically, and that just goes a long way in this game. Now tip number 4 guys is the one I was talking about when I said it was based on farming. Now it is incredibly important, even if you don't like training farming, to make sure you have a set of trees ready to be harvested before double XP weekend starts. So what I like to do is plant a lot of magic trees and usually fruit trees as well before double XP weekend starts, and that way when double XP weekend does start, I can literally log in, go and harvest all those trees and gain a metric fuck ton of farming XP literally only 5 minutes into double XP weekend. It is amazing, and I think this way you can usually squeeze in around 3 full tree runs over the entire weekend. Maybe even 4, I'm not really sure, but 3 at least. And yeah, that way you'll really be able to boost up your farming XP, so I highly suggest you do this. Even if you don't like training farming, just do it, trust me. And guys, don't forget that player-owned farms, while being a fantastic way to train your farming, is not affected by double XP, so don't get fooled into thinking that you're going to gather the produce on all of your animals and get double XP, because they're not affected by it. So I just thought I'd throw that in there in case some of you were, getting your hopes up a little bit too high, going to get some mad XP drops with those farming animals, because it's just not going to happen. Now guys, my third tip is to make sure you join the Portables Friends Chat, and this Friends Chat is fantastic when it comes to double XP weekend. If you don't know what the Portables Friends Chat is, it's basically a Friends Chat where people call out where certain portables are located for you to train your skills. It is a fantastic way to use all of your resources, and even a little bit more so, because the portables allow you to gain XP for free. Basically, they have like a 5% chance to complete an action without actually using a resource, which is always fantastic. And the people in these friends chats are always really helpful, and it's super nice. It's actually a really great way to pass the time if you get bored, because there's always a lot of really friendly people in there, and this way your resources will you'll really be able to push your resources that extra little bit and gain that extra little bit of XP, which is always really fantastic. So guys, long story short, either join the Portables Friends Chat to make use of those free portables, or buy your own portables, whichever suits you. But long story short, you got to be using portables if you are training any sort of viable skill like herb lore, crafting, fletching, which any skill where portables is applicable. I would very much suggest you get on the Portables Friends Chat. Now guys, my 4th tip is, if you are a main account, which I'm assuming most of you watching this video are, because double XP weekend doesn't apply to Iron Man accounts, so I'm assuming you guys are main accounts, you will have played the Treasure Hunter with your daily keys, I'm assuming, because you get them for free. And over a certain period of time, a lengthy period of time, you will have accumulated a lot of this currency called oddments, and they are those little bolts and screws in your currency pouch you see down there. And after you accumulate a certain amount of these, or a decent amount of these, you can open the oddment store and purchase pulse cores. And I'm assuming you know what pulse cores are, but if you don't, they basically grant bonus XP in a chosen skill of your choice, and they are actually relatively cheap. You can get 2 oddments for 100 and no, sorry, my bad. You can get 2 pulse cores for 150 oddments, and 150 oddments really doesn't take that long to save up, and 2 pulse cores will get you roughly 34,000 bonus XP, so they are really fantastic for pushing yourself that extra mile in double XP weekend. Like, I've managed to personally save up 51 pulse cores, and that's without buying any treasure hunter keys at all. Like, that's just from my daily keys, and I don't even play this account. Like, I haven't logged into this account for a couple of weeks. I still managed to get myself 51 pulse cores, so I would highly suggest going and buying pulse cores if you haven't already, as they are incredible for saving up bonus XP in a skill. And on top of that, if you do have bonus XP in a skill, you will end up getting 3 times the amount of XP on the double XP weekend, as bonus XP does stack with the weekend. Now guys, my final tip, and in my eyes definitely the most important tip, is to make sure you are staying hydrated during the double XP weekend. I know we are all very passionate about this game, but it is incredibly important to keep your fluids up and stay hydrated, as I know some of us can get a little carried away, and especially if we're spending lengthy amount of times in front of the computer making those gains, we want to stay hydrated. And I would also suggest, guys, that every hour or so you get up and do some stretching, even if it's just for 30 seconds or a minute or something. Every little bit helps. Trust me, just get up, get moving a little bit, just so you're not sitting down for maybe like 9 or 10 hours at a time like I do. Well guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed and took something out of it which helped you in one way or another. If you want to see more videos like this, more, you know, top 5 hints or tips and tricks for a certain thing, leave it down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe as well, and hit the like button. Lets me know I'm doing a good job in keeping you guys entertained. New Hardcore Iron Man video coming out within 3 or 4 days, and also at some point after double XP weekend I will be doing a wrap-up video of all of my gains on my main account. I'm not going to be making anywhere near the amount of gains that I did last double XP weekend, but we're still going to hit a really awesome milestone this double XP weekend, so I can't wait for that, seriously. So that's going to be a really awesome video. So yeah, double XP weekend wrap-up, Hardcore Iron Man episode 12 coming within a week. But with all that out of the way, guys, my name is Zano. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.
Oh, but you're still haunting me. Oh, I cannot wait till I'm free. Counting on me, I just hope I wake up in the morning. Wait for a week, under the sheets, counting the sheep. You cannot place it on me. Love is in me, but I'm still